for inviting me for this precious program that it is very useful, going to be very useful, or going to be beneficial for the engineers working in the field. We are living in an era where moisture itself is a serious concern. I say the serious concern because it leads to unexpected failures. It leads to unplanned outages. It affects the reliability index of utility, ability index, affects the capex involved, and ultimately it affects the tariff involved in electricity. Moisture, technically, if we talk about, affects my loading capacity of transformer that is being compromised. It also affects the dielectric strength and ultimately the lifespan. That is the important aspects. We expect our transformer to run for 25 to 30 years. And premature failure is not desirable and no one can afford. When I say moisture, in fact, that depends on the temperature, that depends on the loading condition, and it depends on the ingress from the external environmental conditions. And I feel that everything starts with a proper specification. As an utility person, we should adhere to all the rules and regulations, and we try our level best to purchase dry, void-free, clean transformer for the utility we are working in. Also, it is quite important that transformer must be utilized within a certain temperature bandwidth prescribed by OEM. Coming to the sources, in fact, why this transformer moisture we are talking about, how does it come from? The basic source itself is the byproduct of aging process. When I say aging process, that is the thermal degradation, cellulose decomposition, because in transformer there are three major parts. Core is there, windings are there, then insulation part there, insulating oil is there, press board is there, paper is there, cellulose paper is there. The degradation of cellulose itself generate, apart from other byproduct like CO, CO2, furan, and water. Then the second major cause of moisture in the transformer is the quality of oil. Third reason is the aging process of your gaskets. And next that comes in that is the improper installation during or commissioning. And another cause, what I feel as a practical person, as a practical learner, I never say I'm expert, is the damage of your air cell, silica gel. All these contribute in the moisture formation in the transformer. Now coming to the prescribed limit, when I say I must purchase my transformer dry, that means the moisture content in my winding that is prescribed in terms of percentage of weight of insulation should be less than 0.5. And transformer oil that is being used as an insulating medium should be less than 5 ppm. And when I say ppm, that is in fact the milligram per kg. And when we talk about the big power transformer, 100 MVA, 160 MVA, 400 kVA transformer, 315 MVA transformer, they have huge quantity of this oil as well as insulation paper. And you can imagine yourself how much quantity a transformer is carrying. Apart from that, moisture determination, there are many methods are there. They are Cold-Fisher oil sample methods. They are dielectric response method, polarization, depolarization, DPC current method, frequency domain methods, equilibrium curves are there. In the past we have used recovery voltage method. We have to go through the guidelines available in place. I request everyone to go through the IS 1866 IC 60422. IEEE C57-106 that talked about the acceptance and maintenance of insulating oil in the electrical equipments. And if you look at the version 2002, in that version, they have prescribed the limit of moisture in winding also. Then comes the very important documents that must be carried by all utility engineers. The standard specification technical parameters for transformers and reactors, 66 kV and above, released by CEA. Then comes another CA documents that is technical specification for constructions of electrical plants and lines 2020-22. And the clause 46(1)(a) clearly specify that we must have that online dry out system for transformers for 400 kV. Now comes to online TODOS, transformer oil dry out systems. Their specification has already been given in CA specification guideline, standard specification technical parameters. Apart from that, you have to read the IEEE C 5791, IC 60076 part 7 that talk about the loading guides for loading of transformers. Another good document is SIGRET 349, and in that document you will find they have classified the transformer based on the relative saturation, whether it's a good, fair, probably wet or wet. CA has already given the specification of that online dry system in Annexure U. You can refer that one. Then comes the types of oil: paraffin-based, naphtha-based oils. Then comes, so far that insulation is concerned, testings of insulation, 10 delta of oil, 10 delta of windings. And to ensure that you are going to purchase good quality of transformer, you should not neglect the IR. And that has already been prescribed by that CA standard manual. And they have given some values. For a good transformer, that PI value should be in the range of 2 to 4. For excellent, that is above 4. But what I have noticed, many manufacturers in India are still giving transformer with PI values of above 1.5. They need to change the specification you have. They need to understand the drying out methods prescribed by CA standard specification at site. It includes vacuum, dry nitrogen gas filling and heating methods. I can tell you one thing based on my experience. If we purchase dry transformer and we are able to maintain the moisture level in the transformer based on all the codes I have mentioned, we can reduce the outages we are facing. I have already mentioned that in the present era, difficult to afford any outages, unplanned outages, failure of equipment, premature failure. All these are not affordable and desirable. We have to give uninterrupted supply. This is our moral duty, and we have to give full attention to the transformer we are maintaining. And we should try our level best to maintain and purchase moisture-free transformer. It should be as dry as possible. I have expressed my view. This is all from my side. Thank you.